Another lovely Sunday morning for we. My name is Saruno. Today is Sunday, the 13th of July, 2025. It's 11:33 a.m. Me in a Rolling Condo 300, and me showing one of three toilets. The other two is in each Rolling Condo, and they are arranged this way. What you see is a porta potty that one can buy these for about $5, $8 to $10 at thrift stores, or commonly called second-hand stores. They can be new or previously used before, but they're essentially a great find. They're quite common to find these. The features of these is that the arms can be lowered or risen and they lock in place. The backrest can be removed. The legs can be adjusted in height so they could be lowered or risen to be higher. And also the legs can be folded in to make it flat for storage. The seat can even be removed. They're easy to clean. Typically, we use an alcohol wipe. So meaning this is a gallon of alcohol. And we pour the alcohol inside of towelettes like these, which basically you can get perhaps baby wipes of the same texture, same strength, and they won't disintegrate. They'll be essentially the same as you see them now. And I've had these in here for approximately a year, and I believe these were baby wipes, and they're soaking in a lot of alcohol. There's still a significant amount in there, a significant amount. And so the alcohol would actually reach near the top of it and keep that moist. But periodically, we will flip the roll, and I'm going to do it now. To ensure that both sides are soaked in alcohol. So that's how it helps to clean the toilet. And I said help because we also use a magic eraser. And the magic eraser is one of those typically white colored styrofoam type material that really cleans stains very well. So what won't be cleaned by the alcohol can be cleared by the magic eraser. That's the commercial name, but I don't know the name otherwise. But they're coined as magic erasers. So anyway, the porta potty serves as a great option for a toilet, because I do see that there are more expensive options, such as the ones that contain soil or the need for soil. There's another one that people have to have plumbing for it. Then there's also the incinerator option, which is a astronomical price. So therefore, to me, this requires no plumbing. This doesn't require any complicated arrangement, and it's inexpensive, $5, $8 to $10. Beneath the porta potty is a repurposed storage ottoman. These come in various colors, and perhaps this will be changed. The color might be changed to coordinate with the frame of the porta potty. I'm going to show the contents momentarily to show why I think this would be a good consideration for your bathroom. So what's important to see is that there's a large opening for the toilet and a large opening for this. So to begin with, the base of this inside the storage ottoman is the commonly seen hard plastic milk crate. And the milk crate is lined with a bag that is more like a janitorial housekeeper grade bag. So it's not the very thin, cheap bag. It's more like a better grade where what's in it could be in there longer, so you won't risk the smell or what's in it transferring to the outside of the bag. So essentially, I wouldn't get like the bags that one can get at the supermarket. And what I mean by that is the checkout bags. That's what I probably should say. The checkout bags are typically thinner, but otherwise, I would get more like the bags that a housekeeper or janitorial service would use. So they're more thicker because otherwise, like this bag, um, they're great for like multiple uses. So if you want to use this perhaps 3 times, then the bag will still contain its integrity. So the lid, on the other hand, is optional. It comes with a bucket that typically is still with the porta potty. So I just don't have the bucket in view. The bucket is actually um, within the milk crate, which is really redundant. I don't need that. You could just actually just use just the milk crate itself, as long as you know that you have a great grade bag, because having a great grade bag would eliminate you needing a bucket underneath it, because the bucket underneath it, in case you don't have a good bag, will then serve to contain what transferred through the bag. So so I'm just being redundant. So that means I have a great quality bag and we have a bucket as well inside of the hard plastic milk crate. So there's approximately 15 bags in here. So therefore it could be multiple uses. Then say like if there was a use done, then what's in there can stay in there longer as long as you put a covering over it. And I'll show how this is arranged now. So this is the base, just a plastic bag, and beginning with either these come in white or the brown, inexpensive paper towels, and that lines the bottom. It lines the bottom because it's good for absorption of the liquid. So therefore, what's in there can stay in there longer, because otherwise liquid is going to be ordinarily acidic, and it's going to possibly make the bag where the liquid is going to transfer to the bag through the outside of the bag. So therefore, paper towels is at the base. On top of the paper towels is a paper plate. The paper plate, you don't just place it in there like that. It's best to pull up towards you on all 4 sides, so therefore the plastic don't become bunched and essentially make it to where it's too bulky for another bag. So you want to pull up towards you to make the bag tight, so therefore the paper plate can be at the bottom, keeping the opening nice and clear. So I'm going to adjust the paper plate. No. So now that the paper plate is in there, it's been adjusted. Now I'm going to place 2 paper towels on top. So it's just basically another way that if what is leaking in there if it just happened to go below the plate, that furthermore the top layer will help to absorb it. The paper plate is paper as well, so it's going to absorb the liquid as well. And then the bottom layer, just in case if it leaks under the plate, you got paper towels under that to absorb as well. So, and it doesn't occupy much space. And the reason why I may love this option for a lot of reasons is because it's inexpensive. It doesn't require any blooming, doesn't require any chemicals or an incinerator option, and soil. So, or some people even use cot litter. And I figured that not only that's expensive, but it also makes it heavy and earlier to possibly have to empty it. So there are approximately 15 single bags in there, in which they all have the paper plates and the paper towels inside. And therefore, this could last, hypothetically, with 15 bags. You might, I mean, contingent on how many people are using it at the frequency you're using it. But if it's just one person, this could last me approximately a month, before this has to be, well, more than a month. I'm going to say a month and a half, 2 months of use before the crate has to have bags lined again and paper towels and paper plates. So this will allow me up to 2 months. And so hypothetically, if this was used, then, and you don't want to throw away the bag because you want to use it again, then you would take another paper plate and cover the contents of what's in there. The green side will be down on top of the contents inside. It don't have to be green because we know paper towels can be white or various colors. So point is that to use this again, a paper plate will be over the contents, and the bottom of the paper plate will be facing you, and the paper plate part, or the part of the paper plate that you would put like your food on, will be on top of the contents inside. So therefore, it's privacy, and it also helps to contain odor, and also it will help to reduce the possibility of bugs being attracted to it. So it's proven. We've been doing this for years, and I'm happy to say that I have no interest to get an expensive option. I have no interest to get plumbing or something that is complex like the incinerator. This is excellent. It's comfortable. It's inexpensive. It's easy to use. In case you can, in case there's any possibility of repairing, replacing, it could be done. It could be removed from the space because it's not connected to the floor. It's excellent. It's comfortable to use, and it's just like if you were clearing waste from an animal, that it can be dumped in a traditional public trash can, because it's just like dumping your pet's excrement. Same thing. So I'm going to show the remainder of it if it was a finished, well, not if, but when it's a finished toilet. So, for one that wants to duplicate this, one can go to a thrift store, or it's commonly called secondhand store, and these are called porta potties, in which these are collapsible. They can be disassembled easily. They're lightweight. They can be adjusted as far as the height. The legs can be made to be folded inward, so it can be flattened for storage. The arms can be lowered, and one can typically get those hard plastic milk crates from most places. You probably find those at like stores, and they will likely give it to you because they get usually a lot of them. But in case if you're not in the area like that, then perhaps you might pay $3 either from Facebook Marketplace, or possibly get them from a convenience store like a Walmart. I wouldn't pay for it. They're so plentiful most times. Also, you would need a quality bag that will allow the contents in there to not transfer to the outside of the bag. So I would find something that a janitor or housekeeper would use. As mentioned, the dollar store paper plates and paper towels. And as mentioned, the paper towels would go at the base of the plastic bag. On top of the paper towels will be, first of all, I'm going to start that over. On the base of the plastic bag will be the paper towels, approximately 2 of them. On top of the paper towels will be the paper plate. Then on top of that paper plate will be another couple of paper towels. And if it's used, then you can use a paper plate to cover the contents, so therefore it can be used again later. To clean this surface, as mentioned, the coin name is Magic Eraser. They're more like a styrofoam type of spongy cleaning material cleans excellent, by the way. So that means that stains and just surfaces in general can be cleaned very easily with those coin magic eraser. However, for disinfect, we will still use the baby wipes soaked in alcohol. And you want to get the strongest strength that you can get so you can be able to kill any germs, microorganisms. So consider baby wipes soaked inside of a container like this with lots of alcohol in it. Well, I shouldn't say lots of alcohol, but less than half of the container should be filled with alcohol. Less than half should be in the container. Less than half because it's going to absorb into the paper towels, and it'll likely last you for maybe 2 years before you have to um, refill the container. I believe that is all to share about this toilet. This is, to me, an excellent option. $5, $8 to $10 for a porta potty, perhaps something decorative underneath it, like a storage unit. I'm sorry, a storage ornament, which these can also be brought from the thrift store or quote unquote secondhand store. So essentially, consider this for your schoolie, your vine. In addition to, me would share that this also has been used and could be used as a chair, and especially if one has limited space like a vine box truck, this may be optional for you, and I'll show you in a moment. So this is just a small carpet, and on underneath the carpet is a board that basically serves as a seat. So therefore, if you wanted to have it more decorative, as mentioned, that this is an excellent option for a chair. People have used these in their home, use their toilet as their chair, and just simply make it more decorative so therefore it could pass off as a chair. So that's for your consideration. So again, my name is Saruno. Prayfully, your everyday is being enjoyed. Prayfully, this adds to your ideas for van life, bus life, box truck life, overlander, whatever you're in. Just get into this lifestyle. It's definitely a creative and a great way to save money and possibly not have to pay rent. All right, so enjoy your everyday. Hablar contigo de Suecia. Chao pa ahora y hasta pronto. Chao.